Number two, if you want to be in the Navy, this will not stop you. Just let your recruiter know, and counsel, you can let his recruiter know that my thing is, once he's, all right, Christopher Beltran, is he out here?
Yeah.
All right, let's proceed.
Morning, Annie.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Doing all right sometimes yourself.
Oh, I'm doing okay. I cannot complain.
Good.
All right. Court is calling 2019 CR 9959 State versus Christopher Daniel Beltran. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense.
Tony Hernandez on behalf of Mr. Beltran.
All right, the defense has filed a motion asking the court to reconsider and grant credit for time served spent in the substance abuse treatment facility and time spent in federal custody.
That's correct, Anna.
All right, so the time spent in federal custody, if this case was pending and if there was a warrant that was issued for the pendency, during the pendency of this case, and he was serving federal time, then I'll give him credit for that. If there was not a warrant in place, then the court is not going to give him credit. So the question becomes, what date was he in federal custody?
Judge, I've reviewed the judgment in his federal case, and it appears that he was, well, let's back up just a minute.
Okay.
There was a drug court warrant issued on March 24th of 2023.
Okay, March 24th, 2023.
Was the drug court warrant, yes.
Okay, drug court warrant.
Mr. Beltran was arrested and placed in federal custody April 10th, 2023. An MTR warrant was issued June 22nd, 2023. And then he was booked into Bexar County January 14th of 2025.
All right. So with regards to the drug court warrant, the court will note you're an officer of the court. The court will note it appears that the warrant you said was issued March 24th, 2023 from felony drug court.
March 24th, 2023, correct, Your Honor?
All right. And at that time when the warrant was issued,
It was.
he was not in custody.
He was not in custody, Judge. He was
So-
placed in federal custody April 10th, 2023.
All right. So he's in federal custody on April 10th, 2023. All right, state, with regards to federal time beginning April 10th, 2023, do you have any objections? All right. And so when he had federal custody on April 10th, 2023, was a bond ever made on this case?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, then the court is going to find that he's entitled to time beginning April 10th, 2023. All right, then the next.
Thank you,
is-
Judge.
All right. So anything else with regards to federal custody time?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then the next issue is you're requesting credit for time spent in a treatment substance facility. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. So it really determines on what successful completion means in the facility, because it's the court's understanding from hearing this case previously. Did he abscond from the halfway house?
He did, I believe, Your Honor.
All right. So then the question becomes, and it doesn't appear that the law is clear. What is successful completion? What does facility mean? Is the halfway house a part of their facility? Because it would appear to the court that when you're in the treatment facility, they send you to facilities that they have jurisdiction over as far as their program is concerned. So it would seem to the court that the halfway house is a part of the facility.
And, Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
4203, Section 2A2 states that in all criminal cases, the judge of the court in which the defendant is convicted shall give the defendant credit on the defendant's sentence for the time that the defendant spent in a substance abuse treatment facility operated by the Texas Department of Criminal Justice under 493009 Government Code, or another court-ordered residential program or facility as a condition of further adjudication community supervision if the defendant successfully completes the treatment program. And then it says at that facility, Judge. The facility that he was sentenced to was a safety facility, which is part of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. He spent 2 trips over there. He went from July 1st, 2020 to December 29th, 2020, and he successfully completed the the treatment program, the safety treatment program at that facility. He again went on August 19th, 2021 through January 27th, 2022, to the safety facility, which is again part of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice system. And he completed that program at that facility. The statute doesn't address any residential treatment facility because residential treatment facilities or aftercare treatment programs, and I think they refer to it as let me see, they refer to it as a different name, Judge. And the importance of that, Your Honor, is that those aftercare treatment facilities may or may not be part of the TDC system, whereas safety is absolutely part of the TDC system. So when the statute addresses residential treatment under the government code and under the guidance of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, and then when it says at that facility, Judge, we would argue that it means the residential treatment facility that is actually safety, that is actually run by TDCJ.
All right, so do we know if the aftercare facility is under their umbrella or not?
We do not, Judge.
All right, state.
The court had ordered for the defendant to successfully complete the aftercare. I mean, there are employees there that help the defendants when they come and go, and so.
And I think that's the primary difference, Judge. The aftercare facility, he can come and go based on whatever the personnel tells him he can do there. Safety itself is a lockdown facility. He has no choice. He cannot leave that facility. And I think that is one of the reasons why he should be given credit for that particular program. And I think that's the differentiation between the two programs. The statute clearly says at that facility, it doesn't say in any subsequent facility. It doesn't address any subsequent facility whatsoever.
All right, anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, well, there has not been any evidence presented to the court that the aftercare facility is not a part of the criminal justice facility. For the court, the law is unclear as to what facility means. It appears from everything I've heard from both parties, SafeP ordered the defendant to a halfway house as a part of its continuing treatment. So the court is going to give you credit for the federal time beginning April 10th, 2023, which the state is agreeing to because a warrant was issued from the drug court on March 24th, 2023. And you were in federal custody beginning April 10th, 2023. So you will receive time beginning April 10th, 2023, and the clerks will make sure that he receives time for that. With regards to time for successful completion of safety, the court is finding that you did not successfully complete it. There's been no evidence presented to the court that and defense counsel has stated he's not aware if the aftercare facility is under the direction of SafeP, but based upon evidence that the court has received, SafeP is the facility, or the directors there did order you to the halfway house and you absconded from the halfway house. So the court is not finding that you successfully completed your inpatient treatment. So the court is not going to give you credit for SafeP time.
Judge, may I put one more thing on the record? Judge, in regards to the difference between the two facilities, the reason that, well, a potential difference between these two programs is that were he to have finished the aftercare treatment program through the safety program and then subsequently been revoked, the court's only authority would have been to give him credit for the time spent in the actual safety program. The court doesn't have authority to give him credit for the aftercare program, which is not a lockdown facility. So again, I think that's another distinction between the two facilities. And when the statute says at that facility, that's the only, our argument would be that the only facility that the statute can be speaking about is the actual TDC program, the safety program, and not the aftercare, as the court doesn't have authority to give aftercare credit.
All right. All right. Is there anything else?
No, yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Judge. Maybe be excused.
Yes, but if you want to make sure that the clerks have the correct time
I
for
will,
him
Judge.
for the federal custody.
I will.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You need any dates? or anything? Yeah, he was booked into federal custody.
So I'm going to call the style of the case, and the style of the case is the case number, who is the defendant, and who all the parties are. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 011483, State versus Angel Placencia. Can I have parties announced?
Joseph Davidson for defendant.
And are you Mr. Placencia?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Placencia, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No objection.
All right. Did you review the admonishments with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of unlawfully carrying of a weapon as a Class A misdemeanor? The range of punishment is up to a $4,000 fine and up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to a $4,000 fine and 1 year in the Bexar County Jail? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Placencia, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of unlawfully carrying of a weapon. They're requesting an $800 fine and recommending deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation, community service restitution hours, no contact with SAISD properties, and there is to be no possession of firearm. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the lesser included offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No.
State any evidence?
No objection.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor. If I may add something,
Yes.
my client resides with his mother and he has accepted a job in Wilson County. He's going to be moving to Wilson County. He's asking for probation to be transferred to Wilson County with your permission.
All right. How old are you?
18.
All right. Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Why did you do something so silly?
I was just being stupid.
But why?
Poor decisions.
Well, but of all the things that you could do, one, why are you posing with the weapon? Why do people think that's cool?
I feel like I just see everybody else think it's cool, and I'm very stubborn. I could get really hard headed sometimes.
Mhm.
And I try to fit in with the crowd. And really, I wasn't raised that way. My mother raised me on different principles, and my father raised me on different principles. And with time, I feel like I eventually did learn that that's not the way I was raised at all.
Yeah. I don't know why people want to follow people or fit into a group. Sometimes it's great not to fit in a group. What's the saying, in a world where you can be anything, be a unicorn? So stand out. Then people will remember you, but not for the wrong reasons. So what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life as far as employment?
Like as in employment,
Mhm.
I wanted to join the military. It's actually been like a goal of mine since I was like a very little kid.
Mhm.
But right now I'm in the old folks, and because I was gonna go into the military, to the army, and I was gonna get my hazmat, my CDL,
Mhm.
and my hazards license, and I was gonna do a few years or even like 6 or so, like gain a lot of experience, and then get out of the military and have a hazmat, like driving trucks, because that's what my father does.
Mhm.
And eventually, I do want to start a business with him, where we have our own contracting business with 4 trucks. Basically, we just own our own truck company and we get
But
hired.
let me ask you this. What is your dream job right now?
The military.
All right. So this is what the court will do. If you are in the military and this is holding you back and he signs the paperwork to go to the military, I'll terminate him. All right?
Yes.
Because this could have turned out so differently, but I don't think this is an offense that should necessarily stop you from going to the military, or if that's what you want to do. So if you want to go to the military, I'm sure the states will have no objections to terminating you early. Then you will be in the military. You understand?
Yes.
All right, this is what the court will do. The court will sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication. There's to be no possession of firearms. And I know in the military, you'll need to possess firearms. So if he's accepted into the military and he signs on the dotted line, then I will terminate him.
Yes, Judge.
There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Negative.
There's to be proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be 80 hours of community service restitution. If you obtained a CDL or some type of higher level education or a trade school certification, the court will deem this community service hours satisfied. There's to be no contact with SAISD properties. So that means school activities, you're not allowed to go. However, do you have any siblings?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you have a sibling who's in school and I don't know, they're having a track meet or there's some event or graduation at the school, just let me know.
Yes, Judge.
There'll be a transfer to Wilson County. There's an $800 fine and that will be probated. And Miss Abrams, I'm gonna order a gun safety course for him. Probation, is there anything else that he needs?
No, Judge.
Is there anything else that you need from the court to be successful? I'm sorry?
Oh, no.
Right.
Your Honor, I had asked him to take a gun safety class prior to the plea. He actually did finish it. Would he be given credit for that certificate of completion for the
Yes,
class?
as long as it was completed after this incident.
Yes, it was completed within the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
All right, yes.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. You're young. Here's the thing. Everything that you do in life, before you do it, you know what you need to ask yourself. What's the downsides to my doing this? Is this something that's going to impact me? And by all means, do not put anything in writing that you do not want the entire world to read, because the entire world may read it, or your mom may read it, or your dad may read it. And if it helps you or you're confused, should I do something or should I not? Just think about your mom and dad and think, am I doing something to make them proud of me? You understand? And if the answer is no, don't do it. And if you still have questions, pick up the phone, call your mom and dad for advice. You understand? All right, good luck to you. If you need anything, you can always come back to court and let me know. And I'm serious, if he signs up for the
Yes, Judge.
military, then I will terminate him early.
I was already in the process too. Like we're currently going to the recruiting office,
Okay.
and I do have a recruiter that I talk to.
Well, I tell you what, if you're serious about it, and I'm not pushing you either way, but if that's something that you want to do, if they have a concern about this offense, you can let them know that I've already spoke to the judge, and the judge said that she will terminate me early if you all are accepting me.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank
All
you.
right, you're welcome. Have a good day, and thanks for addressing appropriately for court.
Yes.
And what page is Placencia? Yes, Placencia. What page was he on? Page 2. All right, thank you. All right, who is here on Gabriel Diaz? All right, so sometimes what will end up happening is there are persons who are in custody in a different county, and it costs less just to have them zoom in as opposed to having them brought to this county and then go back to a different county. All right. And counsel, so he needs a bond set in all cases?
That's right, Judge. There are 4 cases pending here in your court that we need to approach regarding these bonds.
All right. Court is calling 2024 CR 010149, 2024 CR 010131, 2024 CR 010128, 2024 PF 01633, State versus Gabriel Diaz. Can I have parties announced for the record?
John Winter for the defendant.
All right, and are you Mr. Diaz?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Diaz, you have a right to appear in person in court as opposed to appearing by Zoom. Do you have any objections to appearing by Zoom?
No.
All right, defense, do you have any objection to your client appearing by Zoom?
No, Your Honor.
All right, defense, you filed a motion to set bond in each of these cause numbers. State, have you had an opportunity to review the defendant's motion? Right, and have you all reached an agreement? All right, and it's the agreement that is listed on the documents for the court. It appears that in cause number 2024 CR 010131, the charge is evading arrest, detention with a vehicle, and you all have agreed to a $10,000 bond. Is that correct?
Basically, what we agreed to was doubling the bond. So I think the original bond was $10,000, Your Honor.
Yes.
And so what our agreement is the $20,000 bond for 01031.
All right, so you've agreed to a $20,000 bond?
But if you want to set it at 10,000,
No.
we're okay with that.
It's because this is what it was written on the document.
Oh, I think those are the original bonds, Judge.
All
Yes,
right.
those are
All right, and then, and cause number ending in 010149, what is the agreement?
That's correct.
And in the cause number ending in 128,
10,000.
That is correct.
and in the cause number ending in 633?
6,000.
That's also correct.
All right. All right. State, are you requesting any other conditions to be added to the bond?
Not at this time.
All right, thank you, State. You may be excused. Mr. Diaz, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
You can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Gabriel Diaz.
All right, Mr. Diaz, the question I'm going to ask you relates to what conditions I will set for your bond. How long have you been in custody at Medina County Jail?
I've been here for a week and I've been in another county for a week too, so 2 weeks in custody total, 1 week here.
All right. And since you've been there, are you in any type of special unit? Have you been to see a doctor while you've been there?
No, man.
All right. Have you previously been on any type of medication for mental health?
Um, Adderall.
All right. Anything other than Adderall?
No,
And
I'm not sure because my mom would do everything for me.
okay.
So
And how old are you?
22.
And how far did you go in school?
I completed school.
All right. And did you receive any type of special classes while you were in school?
Yeah.
Okay. And have you ever seen a psychiatrist before?
No,
And in the past, have you ever used any type of controlled substances or drugs other than Adderall?
no,
Have you ever used any type of illegal substances, marijuana, methamphetamine, cocaine, anything else?
no.
Okay. All right. So this is what the court will do. Let's see. Oh, and I'm sorry, counsel. He's in other counties and has been transferred to other counties. Why is that?
So the reason why there was a bond forfeiture was because of a failure to appear in this court.
Mhm.
And he also had a case in Medina County and had a failure to appear there. The reason for that was that he went to Mexico to visit an ailing relative. It was your aunt, right? Or
My grandma.
your grandmother. And so, of course, coming back, he had the warrants.
Mhm.
They arrested him. Where did they arrest you? In Laredo?
At the bridge.
In Laredo?
At the American side of the bridge.
Was that in Laredo or another town?
It was in Eagle Pass.
Eagle Pass. And so they arrested him there and confined him in the county jail there, which is,
Because my grandma passed away.
All right. All right. This is what the court is going to do. And counsel, there are no orders attached, but I'll write the order.
okay.
All right. And cause number 2024 PF 01633. The court will follow your agreement. The court will set the bond at $6,000. And I am going to do
Oh, Judge, I have orders if you'd like.
oh, yes, please.
Right.
And it's going to include a referral to Center for Healthcare Services and regular UAs waive the fees. And what is the charge out of the other county councils?
That is possession, penalty group 1, I believe 2 to 400.
Okay. And in cause number 2024 CR 010149, the court is going to follow your agreement and the court will set the bond at $20,000. There's going to be regular UAs, waive fees. And in cause number 2024 CR 010128, the court will follow your agreement, set your bond at $10,000. There's going to be regular UAs, waive fees. And in cause number 2024 CR 010131, the court will follow your agreement, set your bond at $20,000. There's to be regular UAs, waive fees, a referral to Center for Healthcare Services. There's going to be partial GPS for medical appointments.
Will he be allowed to work,
And-
Judge?
If he has employment, you'll have to bring that back to me if he has employment.
Okay, Judge.
And waive GPS fees. Council, is there anything else with regards to the bond matter?
That's all for Judge. I think that's it.
All right, and then the next thing, where are we on well, he has a plea deadline date. Ms. Ferguson? On this cases, if you'll set it for the week of April 21st, please. All right, April 22nd is going to be your plea deadline date.
Okay, Judge.
All right, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor, that's all.
All right, then, Mr. Diaz, you are excused. Medina County Jail, thank you.
See you soon, Gabriel.
See you soon, sir. Thank
Your
you.
Honor.
You're welcome.
Judge, can I have 20 seconds of your time, not work related?
All right, yes. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, let me ask you this. You know, I'm gonna be greedy now.
You need more?
2 more for my 2 students.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. I love it. Yeah. So you will have, this will be your first Fiesta medal.
I didn't bring
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so
Yeah.
my Fiesta medals will not be in until the beginning of the month, but I'll make sure that you all receive some. Yes, I do. So it just hasn't come in yet. But hers is a play on Wicked, so.
Okay.
Yes, I will. All right, who's here? Michael Keaton?
I am, Your Honor. Present, Judge. Do we approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hello. Hi, you're on this side.
I am on the side. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. You want?
Where's your client?
Michael. Right here, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
All right, so on this case, where are we on discovery?
We received a discovery, Your Honor, and he received his indictment today.
All right, State, were you able to tender an offer today or no?
There's an offer in the file, Judge.
Okay. How old are you?
38.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a plea deadline date in 3 weeks, please. Oh, we're gonna find
16th
out.
to April.
April 15th, Judge.
No, up.
Yes.
I have a court setting out of county that day, Judge. We do it on the 6th, earlier, the 14th, perhaps.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you put this on April 14th?
Yes.
All right, your plea deadline date is April 14th, and you need to make sure that you are on time. You understand?
Yeah.
All right, thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Just have a seat. Your attorney will bring the reset form. Once you sign that, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate your consideration, Your
You're
Honor.
welcome.
I see.
See what I mean?
You occupying time here, we want
No, I'm signing my receipt.
I need the owner,
Yes, sir.
this case number here. It's an inmate, and we give him a court date, shouldn't have one.
All right, William Harper.
Yes, Judge, we're ready.
Not too bad. He was like 2 weeks ago. That's fine with me, what day? Let me check my calendar. Is that April 1st?
All right, so it's the court's understanding that you're requesting to go to prison and just do your prison time?
Well, originally, I wanted to see how much time I would have to do. I talked to a recruiter and they said I would be able to get a moral conduct waiver to join the Navy.
Mhm.
So I was trying to see the quickest way that I could get off probation to go to the Navy.
All right, have you signed up for the Navy?
He pretty much told me I would need to get off of probation first.
Oh, no. So this is what you need to tell him. Tell him you need to sign on the dotted line, because you know what I know with the military? Once you sign on the dotted line, they come back and say, I've changed my mind. So you tell him, is there any restitution owed in this case, Ms. Abrams? No restitution? All right, so there's no restitution. So you tell the recruiter, I said, once you sign on the dotted line and they say they're going to accept you, then I will let you off of probation.
I'm gonna go today.
All right.
I talked with him, Your Honor,
Mine-
telling him about early termination possibility. Yeah, he finished a lot of classes previously, but he will become homeless shortly. He has to go to Dallas with his mother. His mom is relocating, so could you transfer probation to Dallas in the meantime?
All right, Ms. Abrams, he's saying he needs to go to Dallas, and I'm so sorry, allergy are acting up. Why do you need to go to Dallas?
My mother's moving to Dallas. She got a new job
Okay,
and I'm still staying with her.
okay. All right, he can transfer to Dallas, but yeah, if you want to go to the Navy, I'm not encouraging either way, but if that is what you want to do, you tell the recruiter that once you have signed on the dotted line and that recruiter gives me a letter saying you have signed on the dotted line, they're accepting you, I will terminate your probation.
Thank you so much.
All
I'm gonna
right.
go today. I'm gonna go talk to you.
Thank you. And thank you for dressing appropriately for court. And here's the thing, everybody is saying they want to sign up for military. So this is what I can tell you. Don't do something just so you can avoid consequences. If you really want to be in the military and that has always been your dream, then go for it. But if your whole thing is, I really don't want to do this probation, let me sign up for something else, because let me just tell you, once you sign up for the military, you're in the military and they tell you what to do from sun up to sundown. They used to do those commercials where they say, what is it, before you wake up at 6 a.m., we've already completed a day. But that is exactly the way it's run, because I have a lot of family members who are in the military. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, yes.
I do want to make you aware that the probation officer is actually watching the hearing right now.
Mhm.
She says that Mr. Harper has been a good probationer, no issues.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sure. So remember what I said. One, I will grant your transfer to Dallas. Number two, if you want to be in the Navy, this will not stop you. Just let your recruiter know, and counsel, you can let his recruiter know that my thing is, once he's signed and they said, we have accepted him, I will terminate him, and I will terminate you satisfactorily because it appears that you're doing great. All right, do you need anything?
Retire in the Navy, that's my goal.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Do you need anything else from the court?
Amen.
See, this is what I mean. Communication is key. All right. Just speak with probation before you leave, then you're excused.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And Mr. Statson, Dallas is Dallas County.
I like the front of the car.
All right, court is, are y'all ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor, we're ready.
Court is calling 2023 CR 4768 State versus Gaspar Rodriguez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris Edelman.
Defense?
Renee Munoz.
And are you Mr. Gaspar Rodriguez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yeah, I said that y'all were gonna remove my probation.
No. My question is, did you understand that they filed a motion to revoke against you saying that you did not successfully complete this probation?
Yes,
And did you review that document with your attorney?
yes,
Are you the same Gaspar Rodriguez who was placed on community supervision in 2023 CR 4768 for the offense of credit debit card abuse on August 9th, 2023 for a term of 3 years? Is that you?
I thought it was 2 years.
No, you were on probation for 3 years.
Okay,
So are you that same person? State.
In Bear County, Texas, the defendant Gaspar Rodriguez did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the month of December 2024 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
true.
State waives the remaining violation allegations, Judge.
No objection.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $500 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, I didn't know,
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
I didn't know about the $500 fine.
Okay, well, what I'm telling you is I can sentence you up to a $500 fine because that was a part of your original plea bargain agreement.
Okay,
So knowing all of that, one, I can sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility and give you a $500 fine. Do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
yes,
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there proposed agreement?
No, Judge.
State, what are you requesting?
Revoke supervision, assess punishment at 2 years of confinement in the state jail facility.
All right, defense, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, we're respectfully requesting on behalf of my client 18 months in the state jail facility, less than the 2.
for the reason being that my client struggles with substance use disorder, namely methamphetamine use. He did, I know the court's aware of, have access to lifetime recovery. He did go and was working the program. However, he did experience a family loss, which kind of led to some of his instability and caused him to leave, Judge. So that's why and there's been some sporadic in terms of reporting, and that's not an excuse, Judge, but just some better understanding as to why he may have left that facility. He is in need of help regarding substance use, Judge. In light of that, he does want to take advantage of programs at the state jail. We're requesting that this honorable court could consider as well as an additional consideration, the diligent participation credit being presumptively granted under the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, that if he does well and works those programs in the state jail, a little bit of 20% of his time could be possibly reduced as well, Judge. But for these reasons, that's why we're making this request of the court.
All right, has any restitution been paid? Ms. Abrams, has any restitution
I
been
didn't know there was
paid in
restitution.
this court or determined that he owed? All right, and has he completed anything on probation?
Probation.
All right. And there, you wanted to say something?
And I went to lifetime, and then I came to court for the criminal trespass, and they restarted my time, and that was also another reason why I left.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to grant the motion. I'll request therapeutic community for him. Give him credit for any time served. There's a $500 fine, time and money run concurrent, and I'll sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
I did.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have, I'm sorry, because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. You do have a limited right to appeal, and that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations that were in the motion, not the fact that you were on community supervision. Do you understand? All right, sir, good luck to you, okay?
All right.
All right, who's here on Joseph Juarez? All right. Come forward, Mr. Juarez. All right, so counsel, where are we on this case?
Yes, Judge, I know that the court had some concerns as to psychological state, so we are in receipt of that report, as well as furnished to a probation department and the state. I believe as per the report, it's saying that she needs something more structured in terms of treatment. I went over that option with my client. She respectfully wants me to ask for time served with regarding her case. She spent some time in custody pending transfer to DDRF. She was at DDRF. She was routed here on a judge's warrant, and she's been here seeing about potential placement, Judge. I notified her that since a motion to revoke had not been issued by the states, that would be maybe an improper request. However, defense counsel does wish to urge this motion for early termination of deferred adjudication, being that she's been in custody for some time, and we feel that that merits consideration by the courts in terms of the time spent waiting treatment that she still hasn't received to this point, Judge. So
All right, I'm not inclined to grant early termination, and the reason being is because she really hasn't completed anything. But if there's some documentation that she refuses to sign, then a motion to revoke can be filed.
understood, Judge, and I did explain that with her, so that it would be up to the determination of the court to put a condition of supervision that would be suitable for her and the needs of not only herself and the community. So that would be an option. And if she refused the treatment route, that a motion to revoke could be issued, Judge. So I did go over that as well with her.
All right, so probation, what treatment do you recommend based upon her evaluation? All right, so the court then will alternate amend conditions for safety. And if she does not wish to sign those conditions,
Yes.
then the court will consider a motion to revoke. And if you all want to do that today, we can do that today.
One quick question, Your Honor. Would that be safety special needs in light of her mental health
Yes.
issues? Okay, I just want to clarify. Yes, Your Honor, and I'll speak with my client about that program and what to expect, as well as follow up with the probation office, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, who is here on Samantha Venegas?